Good morning, world. Welcome to Fellowship of Spirit in beautiful Farmington, New Mexico. And we are all very blessed to be here and glad that you're here with us. We don't have any guests this morning. I don't have any announcement to make. So I will read the vision statement and mission. Our mission is to positively affect our world by extending peace, love, spirituality, understanding, and friendship to all people with grace and gratitude. Our vision is to be a spiritual center of awakening the I Am Christ consciousness, and membership is open to everyone. Today is the first Sunday of July, and we're heading through the summer quickly. I forgot it was potluck, and so we're on the light side. We have a prelude by Margaret Cheesebro, God of the Sparrow. Thank you, Margaret. Okay, good morning, Neva and Don. I would like to share with you something that has gone on this week for those of you that I could not contact and did not have the time to get a hold of. Bill Clark was in a bad accident up in Colorado off of Echo Basin. He rolled a truck down a 1,000-foot precipice and got up from it and tried to walk away from it. The EMS found him within a couple of hours and airlifted him to Farmington. He wound up in Albuquerque and is down there now, but they're moving him back up here to physical therapy. He has 3 broken ribs, a scalp wound with 17 stitches in it, some fractures in his C1 and C2, and some damage from the airbag in his glasses to his face and his eyes, but he is up and walking and talking and laughing. And it is amazing that the man lived through that kind of a roll-off and was up to walk around about it afterwards. So keep him in your prayers that his recovery will continue to be as blessed as he is, and that he's going to finish his journey because it's important. Anyway, thank you very much. And if you have any questions, call me. Don't call Sue. They're still in Albuquerque, and I can answer almost any questions you have. Susan Barnes down in Belize, Central America, will be giving us our opening prayer.
Okay, so good morning. And that's just such a amazing story about Bill. And I'm just so thankful that he has so few injuries and that he's doing so well. So let us take a few minutes to think about all of the good things that are in our lives. So take a deep breath and allow the energy to flow down through the crown chakra, down through your body, filling every cell with warmth, with love. Creator, Mother, Father, God, we give thanks for this day, for all the good things that you have given us, including the well-being of Bill, knowing that he has a purpose here to serve in this fellowship, to serve his friends, his family, that each one of us is guided by you to do exactly that, to be that person, that friend, that family member who helps each other so that we may have a better quality of life, that we might have a better understanding of all the good that is here in this world. We give thanks for this kind of understanding, which not everyone has, an understanding that helps us to be that good person, to be that loving kindness, the charity that is offered to others. We give thanks for our health, for our abundance. We give thanks for this group that stays together because knowing that love, that immense quality that keeps us all in health, wellness, and our ability to help one another. We give thanks for this very day, knowing that in one way, every day is the same, if we allow it. If we can allow your love, your kindness, your gentleness to flow through that Kundalini, that crown chakra, making each one of us a light in our own worlds. For all of the goodness, the kindness, the love and support that you have given to each and every one of us. We truly give thanks. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you,
Namaste.
Susan. Beautiful words. We have a song, 103 in your brown book, the God Chant. Good. Thank you.
Oh my God, how I love thee, how I love thee, how I love thee. Oh my God, how I love thee, how I love thee, my God. God, 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 how I love thee, how I love thee, how I love thee. God, 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 how I love thee, how I love thee. God, 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 how I love thee, how I love thee, how I love thee. God, 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 how I love thee, how I love thee, my God.
thee. Thank you, Margaret. Beautiful song. Easy to follow along with, too. If you will read along with me in your bulletins, our reflective moment. Love produces a flow of energy that I now feel. I love others more than ever, and I feel privileged to be here. Love flows from one person to another as we set an atmosphere of holiness, and so it is. And we have a spiritual energy treatment by Kate for those of us who need it. Pin you down.
I will. Good morning, everyone. So we are going to do a chant today. So I don't know if you've ever heard of Heart Math, but what we're going to do through that organization, and I would encourage you to look it up, but it's a coherence kind of exercise where our hearts resonate with other hearts on earth, the loving hearts on earth. So we're going to take some deep breaths, and we're going to use our wonderful gift of imagination that we've been given today, and we're going to send a color with our as we chant. So it's kind of has 3 steps. We're going to center ourselves with a few deep breaths, inhalation and exhalation. And then we're just going to focus on our heart center. And as we breathe, it's just going to build in love and strength. And then we're going to chant. So I have a word that I use. It's called hue, and it's an ancient love song, a name for God. And so I would like for you all to chant with me, hue. And as you chant, you're going to send out a color. So use your beautiful imagination that God has given you and send out a color. And today we're going to focus on particularly Bill and Sue and those within our community who really need a special gift of love and energy. So let's begin with a few deep breaths, and inhalation and exhalation. And remember to send that love to your heart. Open your heart with love. Think of a pet or a person in your life, a child that you love. Okay, so now as your heart is opening, we're going to open with a chant. Can you give me a key of F, please, Margaret? Okay, we're going to open with Namaste.
Thank you so much, Kate. We appreciate you so much for these healing treatments and to walk us through this. And we have a spiritual reading by Mr. Steve Barker.
Go.
Do you want me to hook it on?
That would be wonderful.
That's what I was trying to do before you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Today's spiritual reading is from Science of Mind, a daily guide. And for today, which is July 5th, we are all incarnations of the One. The currents of the universal being circulate through me. I am part and particle of God. That's from Ralph Waldo Emerson. We believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in everyone, and that all people are incarnations of the one Spirit. That's from Ernest Holmes' What We Believe. Here Holmes boldly declares our divine nature, our oneness as God, as the essence of our being. We are spirit and nothing else. From this, our highest level of self-awareness, we identify as pure spirit. It is also the highest awareness we can have of any other person. None of us truly perceive ourselves with absolute understanding of our divine potential, but we must seek to continuously move in that direction. What we can realize from this principle is that by right of our very existence, we have the same creative power with which the universe is created, only differing in relative scale. Our ability to direct our thoughts, words, and actions, seeing them turned into form, is evidence of our divine nature. Being incarnations of the one Spirit is a declaration of unity. Even with all our differences in appearance, personality, beliefs, and so much more, we still exist as one life. That life expresses through every person, so that our deepest level, we share one sacred identity, even amid perceived separateness. The affirmation. As I look into the eyes of another, whoever they may be, I see God. Thank you.
That's a blessed idea.
Oh, yes.
Let me untether you.
Thank you.
Okay, and we have a song in the binder, Tree of Life.
There are things that we know that we don't know we know. Come to the tree of life. There are things that we know that we don't know we know. Come to the tree of life. Come to the tree of life. Come to the tree of life. There are things that we know that we don't know we know. Come to the tree of life. There are things that we say that we don't know we say. Come to the tree of life. There are things that we say that we don't know we say. Come to the tree of life. Come to the tree of life. Come to the tree of life. There are things that we say that we don't know we say. Come to the tree of life. There are things that we feel that we don't know we feel. Come to the tree of life. There are things that we feel that we don't know we feel. Come to the tree of life. Come to the tree of life. Come to the tree of life. There are things that we feel that we don't know we feel. Come to the tree of life. There are things that we feel that we don't know we feel. Come to the tree of life. There are things that we feel that we don't know we feel. Come to the tree of life. Come to the tree of life. Come to the tree of life. There are things that we feel that we don't know we feel. Come to the tree of life. There are things that we do that we don't know we do. Come to the tree of life. There are things that we do that we don't know we do. Come to the tree of life. Come to the tree of life. Come to the tree of life. There are things that we do that we don't know we do. Come to the tree of life.
Thank you, Margaret. I would love for you to help me welcome Mark Wolf to talk to us about We Are Family. And I would rather hear it from him than almost anybody else I can think of. So welcome, Mark.
Thank you, Jerry. This is a very lovely introduction. Good morning, Fellowship of Spirit. Everybody at Fellowship of Spirit in beautiful Farmington, New Mexico, the soul of the Four Corners. Good morning to everybody on Zoom and YouTube and wherever and whenever you are. Wow, 4th of July. Okay. And we finally have summer weather up here in northern Kentucky. And we had this very mild and rainy month of June, and the summer heat arrived in force just a few days ago. But you know, it's July, and I guess we knew the summer was going to set in sooner or later, but this past week was pretty extreme. But anyway, the message I want to share with all of you this morning, again, is something that has been on my mind for some time. And I knew kind of what the message was going to be. I just did not know what to call it. So I was listening to the radio. I listen to the radio. They say I'm old school, but I enjoy the radio. My favorite radio station, right, by the way, my favorite radio station is WDJO, playing the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, the radio the way we remember it when we were growing up. All right. Anyway, they're out of Cincinnati. I'm enjoying them. Anyway, I was listening to the radio, and so they're playing "We Are Family" by Sister Sledge. You know, "We Are Family," that one. And it was right then and there. I said, "Oh, that's the name of the Sunday message. We're family." And it's going to fit in very, very nicely with the spiritual reading that Steve just shared. So listen, For America's 250th birthday, let's talk about our human family. And who are we? You know, and where are we going? Where have we been? You know, there's so much we could say about our American family. There's so much we could say. There's so much we could say about our human family that has come before us. But let's focus. I would like to focus on what we call the greatest generation. All right, for many of us, that was our parents. For others, the greatest generation was grandparents. But the term greatest generation, I had to look this up, it had been used occasionally. But what really brought it into common usage was the book written by journalist Tom Brokaw. I think it was published in 1998. It's called The Greatest Generation. I read it several years ago. It's well worth the time. It's beautifully written. The greatest generation are those people who were born between 1901 and 1927. That includes my parents. My father was born in 1917, and my mother was born in 1918, and they were part of that greatest generation, truly a generation of patriots. They were growing up and becoming young adults during the Great Depression after the economy collapsed starting in 1929. My mom grew up and this is hard to say, in an in an impoverished coal mining town in the Appalachian foothills in northwest Alabama. And she would often say, "Oh, we never knew when the Depression hit. We didn't have any money before the Depression hit, and we didn't have any money after it hit." But even when asked, she would not tell us about the Depression. She would say, "It was bad. You don't want to know." But she did tell us about their neighbors, the neighbors down a few houses down the street. They lost their home, and their home was foreclosed because they had been unable to pay their property taxes for a long time. And so the home was foreclosed, and the house was sold. It was offered to anybody, just pay the back taxes and you can take the house. The unpaid property taxes amounted to $2. My dad talked about hitching up the mule to a wagon to go into town and visit the general store. And he remembered how everybody would run outside when they heard the sound of an airplane. And everybody would hurry out to look at the airplane. Think biplane, left over from World War I, with double-decker wings. But everybody would run outside to watch the airplane fly over. Now, my dad, as you know, my dad had 10 brothers and sisters. As big families were common, his parents needed field hands to pick the cotton. And picking cotton is how they made their money. And for a family of 13, 11 kids and parents, money was always scarce. Everything was scarce. And children went in their bare feet and rags. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you a story. Perhaps because of that ragged clothing, where you just didn't have a pocket that didn't have a hole in it. If a child was sent on an errand to the general store, and the child's clothes had no pockets, the child would be told, to be instructed to carry the coins in their mouth for safekeeping. Okay, put your coins in your mouth for safekeeping while you walk to the general store. What could go wrong? Well, I'm glad you asked, because for my dad's older brother, something did go wrong, and he accidentally swallowed a dime. But he swallowed a dime? A dime? Well, that's 1/10 of an ounce of sterling silver. It was a disaster. And so he was given a large dose of castor oil. And if you don't know, that's a very powerful and very potent laxative, and was sent to the backyard and told, "You may return when you bring the dime back." My dad would tell that story sometimes, and then my mother she'd glare at him sideways and she'd scold him and say, "Stop telling that story. It's vulgar." Oh, they married in 1938, and then my brother Wayne was born in 1939. Wayne used to say that he was born exactly a week before the Nazis invaded Poland and started World War II. In 1940, my mom took him to a photographic studio, a portrait studio for a baby picture. Now, that was 1940. She never said how much the portrait cost, but the picture frame cost, it was 25 cents. It was a quarter, 25 cents. So she bought the frame and paid for it on time by paying 5 cents a week until the picture frame was paid for. And that picture frame, the picture was still in the same picture frame when Mother passed in 2005. But it's 25 cents. But my dad, as an enlisted man, was bringing home $30 a month. Their rent was $5, and so 25 cents was a big chunk of change. But despite the hardships, the poverty, the hunger, the desperation, and unemployment everywhere, the greatest generation never stopped believing in America and the opportunity and the freedom that America represented. And then, as finally the Great Depression began to leave the world stage, World War II promptly took its place. And the greatest generation did not hesitate. They knew what was needed of them, and they knew what was being asked of them, and they stepped up. And they put their own lives on hold, rearranged their lives, and put their lives on hold in order to serve our country in Europe and the Pacific. And even as the gold stars began to multiply, the gold star families, even as the gold stars began to multiply by the thousands, the greatest generation never stopped believing. Even as the casualties, even as the American casualties crept into the tens of thousands, and then into the hundreds of thousands, America did not stop believing in the supremacy of freedom over fascism and the value of the vote over old imperial decrees. The greatest generation never stopped believing. My mom's best friend's husband, and I'm going to say his name was Captain Thomas McKibben Sr. He fell on the beach in Normandy. Over 407,000 combat deaths, over 671,000 wounded. That was the greatest generation. They saw their duty and they did not shrink from it. They did it. And when the war finally ended, the greatest generation set about the task of rebuilding Europe, rebuilding Japan, literally from ashes, and also rebuilding the American economy, and in the process, rebuilding the global economy. That was the greatest generation. Because it was a time of huge, unprecedented economic growth, a time of buying houses and buying cars and refrigerators and having kids. And my next older brother, Rob, was born in 1947. But in the background now, there was the Cold War, and the Soviet Union was presented as the enemy of world freedom and stability. And suddenly, there were communists everywhere, or so they said. And then Korea. And again, the greatest generation stepped up, and they went to Korea to fight the communists. My dad was also in Korea. My dad was a very proud veteran of World War II and Korea, but he was not ever in combat. He was during both wars. They kept my dad busy repairing jeeps and tanks, and supervising the people who repaired jeeps and tanks and teaching them how to repair jeeps and tanks. And as fast as the Nazis or the North Koreans could shoot up the equipment, my dad had to be even faster to get that equipment repaired and get it back in service in combat. So the war ran on machines, and my dad kept the machines running. We're family, and I'm proud to be my father's son. But then something unexpected happened. I was born in 1958. Well, of course, that was unexpected, but But what happened next really was not on somebody's bingo card. Rock and roll, civil rights, Vietnam. And it was a new generation beginning to come of age with a new voice, new ideas, and certainly a new agenda. Guitars, fast cars, and growing our hair. And instead of lining up to enlist, to go and fight, we lined up with protest signs and flowers in our hair. It was a different world. And my dad, who had once stopped harnessing his mule in order to watch the biplane fly over, now sat with his son to watch men walking on the moon in July 1969. No, it was a new consciousness, a new world, a new voice, the awakening of a new consciousness and a new agenda. But we are still all family. We still all have our work to do. Now, my purpose this morning is not to sing the praise of the greatest generation. That would take too long and it would be too easy. But the thing that I want to share is simple. What we call the greatest generation. They were a family of souls who came to earth as a group to accomplish a long list of difficult tasks. A family of souls who came to earth on a profoundly important mission. And their mission and their very generation will be defined by perseverance, sacrifice, and vision. You know, that because they would keep on no matter what and do what they had to do to persevere and to survive the desperately hard times of the 1930s. And when war came, what do? They enlisted to go and fight for America. Young black men, young Navajo men, young men to whom this country offered very little, and young men from whom this country had already taken a very great deal. But they didn't care about that. They lined up to go and fight. And then they had the vision to rebuild the world, to make a new world out of the ash and the rubble and the smoke, to rebuild in prosperity and freedom, and to keep America's voice loud and clear and prominent on the world stage. And then to give that world of freedom that they had fought for and bled for, that world of unprecedented prosperity, they gave that to us, bequeathed it to us. But enough about them. Let's talk about us. See, they were a family who came to earth for a purpose, but so are we. All right? We are a family of souls who have come to earth for a purpose. But it's different for us. See, our parents and grandparents, their work was very obvious. You know, rebuild civilization. That's pretty obvious. But the work of our generation, the work of our family, is more subtle. That's why it's been hard for us. It's been hard for us to find that work and to find our feet in that work because it's more subtle. Listen, the battlefield of our parents' and grandparents' generation, those battlefields were in Europe and the Pacific and in Korea. But the battlefield of our generation is within our hearts and minds. It is a spiritual battle that we engage in, a battle of light and dark within ourselves. It is our fight to fight. But I get inspiration from the generation that came before us. See, our work is not less important because it's not fought with boots and guns. Our work is incredibly important. To subdue, to find and subdue our own negativity, our own doubt, our own selfishness, our own fear, which is the ultimate enemy, And it is here in our hearts and minds where that battle is being fought. And okay, listen, okay. So sometimes people say, blah, 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 blah. Look within, it's all within, blah, blah, blah. We've heard all that before. What else you got? But okay, I get it. But listen, it is within. It just is. That's where the real enemy lies. If we do not address that enemy within ourselves, as a group, as a family of souls, then it will be addressed out there with guns and boots. That's how it works. It starts in here and it can stop in here as well. And the subtlety of it is that it's so easy to think that, well, it's really not all that important because nobody's shooting at me. Or it's easy, well, it's not really all that important because it's not real. But just because we cannot see it, that doesn't mean it's not real or that it's not important. And it certainly does not mean it can wait. It cannot wait. This is our work for our generation. Our generation's work is to take consciousness one huge step forward. That's what we're here to do. And that requires seeing the negativity within us and bringing it to the light. It requires using the spiritual tools that we've studied about, the spiritual tools that we've read about, and doing the work, not just read about it. Okay? Being a doer of that work, not just being entertained by it. The book of Exodus makes a curious statement. That's an understatement. That's an understatement. But let me show you this one. Exodus chapter 15, verse 3, it says, the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. Now, this is a literal translation of the Hebrew text, which says, Adonai ish melchama, Adonai shemo. Adonai ish milchama, Adonai shemo. It can also be translated, the Lord is a warrior. But and that we might be a little uncomfortable with this, because we like a God of peace, God of love and forgiveness and light and all of this. But it says, Adonai ish milchama. The Lord is a man of war. What it means, whereas this has been used to justify war out there for thousands of years. But what it means is that we are called to an inner battle, seeking to grow in the light by finding the darkness within, finding the stubbornness within, the anger that we are holding on to, the fear that we have given into, the doubt that we're afraid to let go of. You think you're not, I'm not afraid to let go of doubt. I bet you are. This is why the Creator is described as a warrior, a man of war, because being really diligent to seek out our ego. In other words, when we can seek it out, seek it within ourselves, we can find it within ourselves, or consciousness will bring into our lives someone to show it to us. You find it on your own, or it'll be shown to you. So let me tell you this. Listen, you want to know something? Listen. If we are not actively seeking out that inner darkness, to transform it, that's why it's there. It's there holding light and hiding the light, and we're here to transform it and to bring that light and share it into the world. But if we do not do that, then yes, consciousness will bring someone into our lives to show it to us. Often that's the person we end up marrying. It's very strange. We should talk about that another Sunday morning. But as our parents' generation was called upon to make huge sacrifices, so are we. Sacrificing doubt, sacrificing selfishness, sacrificing fear, sacrificing the ego that keeps us small and frightened, and instead embrace a kind of certainty that takes us beyond logic. Certainty that just knows in a way that creates what it knows. When you have that kind of certainty, you know it. And if you know it, you know it. Certainty in the triumph of light. Certainty in the ultimate supremacy and the ultimate victory of love. When we have certainty in the victory of light, then we cannot be afraid to look for ego in darkness. When we have certainty in the power of love, then we cannot remain angry and unforgiving. Love is a miracle, waiting to establish for us a miracle of healing within ourselves, where we have been angry and unforgiving. And the power of love is there to say, nah, okay. The power of love has the supremacy. It is the healing. It is the point. And when we have certainty in the light of God as the source of our prosperity and our sustenance, then we'll find it easy to give and share. It'll be easy and joyful and fulfilling. This is inner transformation. Okay, this is inner transformation, and it is our fight to fight, both as individuals and as a generation of people upon the earth. Now, I did not mean to compare the work of our generation with that of our parents, okay, because that really is not the point. I would not presume to do that. Their work was in the mud and the blood of the world's battlefields. They gave us everything. Everything that they had fought for, they gave it to us. And we are so much better off, not only us in America, but people all over the world. We're better off because of the work of the greatest generation. The work of our generation is an inner work. And in its way, it is very difficult to do. But it is our work to do. Because here's the thing. As I transform my world within myself, I transform the whole world. All right? When I recognize the voice of my ego, and I do this, and I say, oh, that's just ego trying to get me to react. Nothing important. And you know what? You know what? Here's the thing. When that happens, negative ego is reduced all across the globe. Global consciousness is affected and lifted up by my transformation, by your transformation. You transform, and that lifts the whole world. We forgive, we share, we feel compassion. This lifts the level of light in the world and takes consciousness a huge step forward. That's the job of this generation. To win an inner battle over darkness and selfishness and ego. So people say, well, I don't know. I don't think we're doing a very good job. Okay, I get it. So do a better job. Okay? Then do a better job within yourself. All right? And then second, it is hard to see the big picture. Okay, when you're slogging in the mud, it's hard to see the big picture. It's hard for us, maybe impossible for us to perceive the ramifications and the network of transformation and light that can occur because we light one candle. How many candles does that light? We may never know. But by lighting those candles and being certain of it, even when we cannot see it, okay, we bring closer peace on earth and goodwill toward all of our neighbors, and everybody is our neighbor. We do that. We do it for ourselves. Sure we do. To transform, to connect to the light of blessings and the light of miracles and healing. That's for us. But what we are really doing is doing it for our kids and our grandkids. Because all future generations are watching and waiting to see if we dare to make a difference in this world. Literally to change the world, literally to seize control of the course of history by daring to change and transform ourselves. Now, this new generation coming up, this new generation, Listen, here's the thing. They're a family. They too are a family that has come as a group to accomplish some very difficult tasks. And what those tasks are remains to be revealed. But this is certain. We're all family. We're all responsible for one another. We're all responsible to one another. The work that we do within ourselves is a large part of what our generation is about. So be bold. Be daring. Don't be afraid. Okay? On this auspicious occasion, of our nation's 250th birthday, I can think of no better legacy to leave the children than peace on earth. And that starts within each one of us. And it's exciting. Be certain and be filled with gladness. Jerry,
Words
back
of
to you.
wisdom. Beautiful, beautiful talk, Mark. Thank you so very much. And this word that I liked best out of that was the certainty.
Yeah.
And we can do this.
Yes.
We can make a difference. Anybody else like to tell Mark anything? Those of you on the screen? No? Anybody here?
I see Ron.
Good morning, Ron.
Good morning.
Well, I'm flabbergasted. I don't know what to say, but yeah, you're right about the great generation and how we're the offspring of that, and we're all one family. And I think that's the biggest thing to realize, is that we are all one family. Even with our leaders who sometimes are misleading us, and our followers who don't have a path that we have really shown them. We're all one family, and we still have a chance. As long as we get up every day, we're after it. Thank you for reminding us, Mark.
Thanks, Steve. You got it.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. And a very happy 250th birthday to you, too.
Jerry, I want to know if this star lights up or something on it.
Does something light up on your tie?
What I did, so I have I have this red and white striped tie, and I have blue cufflinks.
Oh, beautiful.
You see the
Yes.
blue stone. Blue stone
Yes.
doesn't really show up very well. But anyway, this is the tie pin that goes with the cufflinks.
Ah,
And I thought, well, let's just do something fun, and let's just pin it on the bow tie and say it's supposed to be that way.
okay. No, that's perfect. I thought maybe it was, Kate thought maybe it was lit up or something.
That would be fun. Should try that.
We would. Okay. Thank you again, Mark. Beautiful words. We have a song in 151 in the binder. There shall be showers of blessings.
There will be showers of blessing. This is the promise of love. There shall be seasons refreshing, sent from the Savior above. Blessing, showers of blessings we need. Drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead. There shall be showers of blessings, reviving again over the hills and the valley. Sound of abundance of rain. Showers of blessing we need. Mercy drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead. There shall be showers of blessing, precious reviving again. Grant to us now a refreshing. Come and now honor thy word. Showers of blessing, showers of blessing we need. Mercy drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead.
Beautiful. And we could use some showers around here. Thank you, Margaret. Okay, we have no children. We have no bill. So, but I probably have his book back there. I could probably read something out of it. Yes. Okay, positive quotes. Keeping friends. Oh, I like this. As we keep Bill and Sue in our prayers, and hopefully they will be home in a facility here tomorrow, and UNM will find a way to transport them. Keeping friends. People, even more than things, have to be restored, renewed, revived, reclaimed, and redeemed. Never throw out anyone. Audrey Hepburn. As we go through life, we make and lose many friendships. We grow apart. We say when a friendship we wanted drops away. We stop seeing friends who were once close to us because our lives have gone different directions. But it can only take a little of effort to keep lost friends in our lives. Perhaps the friendship has changed. The person we used to talk to every day is now someone we see only once or twice a year. But our life is richer for keeping this person in it. What friends have I not talked to in far too long? I will reach out today by phone, letter, or email. I still have my best friend from high school, and she lives in Colorado Springs, and I talk to her every week or so. And I'm so blessed for that friendship that I've had for 60 some odd years. Anyway, if you will all join me up front here, we will close this week out and welcome a new week. Shay, you coming? God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Weave us together, weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together in unity, and yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as our Father, family all are we. So let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me.
Yes, indeed.
Not much harmony here. Bless you all. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It says in the Bible that God loves a cheerful, no, about a cheerful giver. Something about song and being
Toneful.
cheerful.
Well, and being happy.
Yeah, no matter what it